Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a movie review for Split. Just a quick heads up, this video will contain major and multiple spoilers from the movie. If you do plan on seeing Split and you want to see it and you haven't seen it yet, click off this video now if you don't want to be spoiled. Now, first off, I haven't seen a movie from M. Night Shyamalan since The Last Airbender, and to be honest, that movie was quite a clusterfuck. Like, just a total show. So when I was going into Split, I was really hoping that M. Night Shyamalan would redeem himself with this movie, which he did, but continuing on. Secondly, I haven't seen James McAvoy in a live-action film since Wanted. I mean, he did some voice acting in Romeo and Juliet, but that doesn't count because it's not a live-action film, obviously, duh. And I haven't seen any of the X-Men movies in which he plays Charles Xavier. I know, please don't shoot me. But anyways, Split follows a man named Kevin Wendell Crumb who is suffering from dissociative identity disorder. Don't know what that is? Well, let's do some learning, shall we? Also known as DID. Dissociative identity disorder is a mental disorder characterized by at least two distinct and relatively enduring identities or dissociative personality states that alternately show in a person's behavior, accompanied by mental impairment for important information not explained by ordinary forgetfulness. So Kevin is a sufferer of DID, and he has 23, yes, 23 prominent personalities. And the four most prominent ones are Barry, who's a fashion designer from New York, I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's a fashion designer. Dennis, who has OCD and apparently likes to, quote, watch girls dance naked, preferably young girls. Patricia, who is a spiritual, or so it seems, woman. And just a quick side note here, both Dennis and Patricia are very adamant about the presence of a 24th personality, aka the Beast. And the Beast is like this almighty supernatural being that has like superhuman strength and speed and can like freaking climb walls and stuff, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later here. And lastly, we have Hedwig, who is a 9-year-old boy. Okay, so at the beginning of the movie there are 3 girls that get kidnapped, and these 3 girls are going to be sacrificed to the Beast. So we have Claire, Marcia, and Casey. Now, Claire and Marcia are 2 of the more popular girls in their school, or so it seems. So they're 2 of the more popular girls. And Casey is more of an outcast, an outsider. Basically, they were kidnapped from Claire's birthday party. That's what was happening in the beginning of the movie. They were at Claire's birthday party, they were leaving the venue with Claire's dad, and they got kidnapped that way. Casey was only invited because Claire pitied her, and because her parents were like, invite everybody, but it was out of pity. So while the 3 girls are being held captive, Barry has been going to multiple meetings with Dr. Fletcher, who is Kevin's psychiatrist. She's been Kevin's psychiatrist for many years. And so a lot of the more recent meetings that they've had have been urgent last-minute meetings because Dr. Fletcher's been getting emails from Barry, and they've been really urgent emails saying like, hey, we need to talk, oh my god, oh my god. But when Barry comes to visit with Dr. Fletcher, she deduces that she's talking to Dennis instead because Barry is displaying OCD behaviors and is just not acting right and acting differently. So she deduces that it's Dennis that she's speaking to instead of Barry. Now, how this thing works with who the prominent personality is, or how one personality becomes the prominent one for that time. Apparently all the personalities, or so they described it in the film, all the personalities are like sitting in a circle in chairs, and there's one chair in the center that's in the light, and whoever's sitting in that chair that's in the light has control over Kevin's body, and that personality has control. And because, like I said before, how Dennis and Patricia are so adamant about, you know, believing in this 24th personality, believing in the Beast, all the other personalities have been trying to shun Dennis and Patricia. They've been trying to make sure that they can't get control of the light because it's scaring everybody else, and it's freaking everybody out. So they're just like, no, 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 like, you guys, like, no, you can't be in the light. So that's how a personality takes control of Kevin's body. So they have to be sitting in the chair that's in the light in order to be present and be prominently, you know, controlling Kevin's body. Now, throughout the movie, it's obvious that the girls have been trying to escape. I mean, if they were just sitting there and doing nothing, I would have been like, what the heck is wrong with you? But they have many, escape attempts, and they end up getting put into separate rooms because Dennis and Patricia are like, this is just getting freaking ridiculous. Like, if we keep them all in one room, like, it's not going to end well. So they get put into their own little rooms. And Casey starts to grow closer to Hedwig, and she tries to convince Hedwig to help the three girls escape. So she gets Hedwig talking, and he starts talking about his music that he has in his room and how he has a window in his room, and Casey's like, oh my god, he has a window in his bedroom. So Hedwig takes her to his bedroom, and it's a freaking drawing of a window. God damn it, Hedwig, you freaking troll. So now on to the last, I'd say, quarter of the movie. Dr. Fletcher stops by Kevin's house and has a conversation with Dennis, and it's all nice and everything, and then she has to use the washroom. Now, she opens a different door than the door that Dennis said led to the washroom, and she finds Claire lying there, and so Dennis uses chloroform on her, and Dr. Fletcher ends up getting killed by the Beast in one of the most honestly disgusting ways possible. He hugged her so tight that he broke her ribs, I'm assuming, or just like crushed her to death, like asphyxiated her by crushing her to death. Like, I don't know, but just the sound was just bleh, gross. But before she dies, Dr. Fletcher writes down Kevin's full name, which apparently if you say Kevin's full name out loud, it will bring Kevin to the light, and Kevin will be back and in control of his own body. Also, it should be pretty obvious and clear at this point that the Beast is a real thing and that he does exist. So, with that being said, the Beast exists, he's in the light, he's got control over Kevin's body. He kills Claire, he kills Marcia, and Casey finds him eating part of Claire's body. So she goes to escape, and she finds the piece of paper that Dr. Fletcher wrote Kevin's full name on, and she calls him into the light. So Kevin's in the light, he comes back, he's got control, and as soon as he comes back, he first of all notices Dr. Fletcher's dead body on the floor, and he's like, oh, I did that. And he instructs Casey to get a shotgun from the cupboard nearby and to kill him, because he's just completely horrified and in disbelief and shocked by his actions, and he asks Casey to kill him. Now, just as Casey's about to shoot him, Kevin disappears and the Beast comes back into the light. Casey does shoot him twice, but it only leaves light injuries because the Beast is this, like, freaking superhuman that has, like, hard, indestructible, impenetrable skin, and so it only leaves light wounds on him. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, and I know I'm backpedaling, I am so sorry here, but when it comes to Casey, there are numerous flashbacks in the film that show Casey during her childhood and how she would go hunting with her dad and her uncle, and then we find out that her dad died of a heart attack and her uncle became her sole legal guardian, and her uncle also sexually assaulted her and sexually abused her. So she's had a very troubled past, so that gives a little bit of backstory on Casey. I will say though that there were times where I felt as if the flashbacks were kind of like oddly placed, but that's just me. It's nice to get backstory on a character, but it just felt like it was like oddly placed, if you get what I mean. Anyways, there's this huge chase that happens, and Casey ends up locking herself in this cage. Now, the Beast is like pulling these bars apart, trying to get at her, but then he notices all the faded scars on her arms and her stomach, and, you know, just like I said, arms, stomach, shoulders, chest area, and he rejoices in the fact that Casey is pure. Basically, the Beast's plan is to rid the world of the untouched. The untouched are those whose hearts are considered impure because they haven't suffered through anything in their lives. So because of this, he spares Casey and goes into hiding. And that's pretty much the end of it. Casey's found and rescued. Kevin and his multiple personalities end up going off into hiding, and that's that. I personally loved this movie. It was very suspenseful. I was left sitting on the edge of my seat for the majority of it. I like thrillers, not all the time, but I like a good thriller here and there. I will say though that they're talking about making a sequel to this movie. I'm not quite sure how they're going to do it, but I will say though that Bruce Willis, who played that one dude, I don't remember his name for the life of me, please don't murder me if you've seen Unbreakable, but the dude from Unbreakable was in a scene, and I don't know if they're gonna do like a freaking Unbreakable Split crossover. Like, I'm gonna check Wiki for this. Hang on a sec here. Okay, well, it looks like that's what they're gonna be doing from Wikipedia at least. I'm gonna go and see that when it comes out because it sounds like it'll be pretty dope. All in all, I loved this movie. It's one of those movies that I could watch multiple times and never get bored of. I'm probably going to end up buying it on DVD so I can make my parents watch it with me because I've told them that it's such an awesome movie. I know it's available on iTunes, but DVD means that I can watch it downstairs with them, so that works. And I will say, James McAvoy's performance was freaking flawless. Like, it was just so good. The transition between each different personality was just so flawless and so seamless and so smooth. Amazing. Like, honestly amazing. I was just so, it was awesome. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna stop babbling. It's around 3 a.m. right now when I'm recording this video, and my brain is just a little bit half asleep, so with that being said, if I had to give this movie a rating, I would definitely give it 5 out of 5 stars, 10 out of 10. I will be buying it on DVD, as I stated earlier, and I will be watching it as many times as I want because I'll own it, and it's an awesome movie. But if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you guys next time with a brand new video. Bye, guys.